What's going on, guys? I'm here with the Mazda CX-50 headlight garnish pieces here. Going to be doing an install with you today. This is a little bit of an interesting one because Mazda recently had discontinued this piece, so it's no longer in production. So if you want this piece, you're going to have to get on it quick because there might not be too many of them left out there. But before we get to the install, let's just take a look what's inside the box here. But before we get into the video, if you like this content and you want to see more of it, go check out my sticker meal page if you want to support me. I think right now if you go there should be like a buy 2 stickers for $8, so it's really not that bad of a deal. So go on over to stickermeal.com/overlandmazda if you'd like to support me. All right, so here's what all comes inside the box. You get 2 of these headlight garnish pieces, obviously, and then we have a bunch of extra pins and plastic fasteners that we'll use a couple of these, but not all of them in this install. And then a couple other fastener pieces too that will be needed for the install. But then obviously we get our instructions here. Pictures included, you even have those part numbers there. So if you are interested in picking those up, just go ahead and chuck those on Google and it should come up for you. Otherwise, I'll keep it linked in the description too, where I bought mine from. But you can see there's some pictures in here included on how to do this install. So we're gonna talk about this here too, but Mazda actually wants you to drill into your bumper, and that's just something that I'm not comfortable doing, especially because this is a discontinued piece. I don't want to end up in a situation where I can't get a hold of another set of these, and then I have these holes in my bumper that I can't cover up. So, in my bumper and my fender, I should say. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do this with minimal drilling using some Gorilla Tape, and this stuff holds like 50 to 75 pounds or something like that. So I think this is going to do the trick. It's done well for me in the past, and I know it's going to prevail right here now too. So yeah, let's start looking at the install then. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually take this piece, and it gets slotted somewhere right about like that inside that headlight garnish piece. There's a couple of tabs both on this piece here and this piece that you actually are instructed to cut off before installation. You can kind of see right there, it says cut right there and right there as well. So there are a couple of those tabs here too. We're gonna cut off that right there, cut off that right there, and then this piece right here too. But what I'm gonna do first is, because I don't want to drill into my bumper using this, I'm just gonna use some Gorilla Tape to be an adhesive between these 2 pieces. And I'm gonna put some more Gorilla Tape underneath here too to be an adhesive to the bumper as well. So I will show you what that looks like here in just a moment. All right, so here's where I'm gonna put all that adhesive on there then. So I have some of that Gorilla Tape up here along the top, these 2 pieces here. I also am doing this just once again, not to drill into the bumper at these 3 holes here. Paint is expensive. Again, at this piece, really hard to find. I would hate to have 3 holes in my bumper if I ever broke it and just had it, had to take it off. So this is all to avoid having those 3 holes drilled into the bumper again. So that, I'll just take those adhesive pieces off and I'll just slide this right onto here, and it'll just be held together by that tape. All right, so it should look something like that now, all stuck together. Now I'm gonna put some more adhesive just kind of like sporadically throughout here, because that's where that's gonna hold itself to the front bumper then. So just gonna put some little pieces of Gorilla Tape just kind of along this piece right here. All right, so that's what that's gonna look like then. So now we're gonna look at what it looks like to get this into the bumper then. This is the only piece that I'm going to say I would recommend drilling into your vehicle. Everything else, I think you can just use that adhesive though. One thing you're going to want to be careful of here too is there are these metal pieces here that could potentially scratch your paint. So I'm not going to only just use this red adhesive that already comes on it, but I'm actually going to cover this up right here and right here with Gorilla Tapes, just so that that doesn't scratch my paint over time at all, just to be an extra little layer of protectant. So once we get this piece onto the vehicle, these clips, as you can see, are going to slide right into here, and then this will lock into place on this fastener clip here. I'm not going to do it yet because it's kind of difficult to get off once it's on, but you can kind of see how that naturally slides in and wants to clip on to those clips there. So I'll show you what that looks like to get this on the vehicle. So we're gonna take this piece, and there's two little plastic clips that it shows you that we're gonna have to cut off here later, right there and right there. Those are gonna be your guidelines to help line this up here underneath your car, okay? So this piece right here in the back, you can kind of see lines up with the headlights, and once you hit the headlight, you're good. And then this piece lines up against the inner liner underneath your bumper. So kind of hit that headlight, push it over until that hits the inner liner of your vehicle, and you know that you're in the right place. And from the top, it should look something like this. You should just barely be able to see that plastic kind of coming out the side right there. So you don't want to see the whole thing. I'll show you like what it would look like if it was wrong. You don't want this whole thing to be like peeking out like that. You just want to be able to just barely kind of see the side of it like you can right there. All right, two things that are like absolutely required for this next part too is going to be a right angle drill bit kind of fix here that you can see. This is a DeWalt. I tried probably 3 different options from Harbor Freight, from Ace, from Lowe's. I mean, I don't even know if I can find one at Lowe's, but this is literally the only one that fits inside here. I thought there was a lot more room in between here than there was, but there really isn't. This is the only one that I could find that would work. You're also gonna need a 1/4 inch drill bit, as you can see right here. And it suggests that you have like a black plastic kind of like bumper so that you don't just like start drilling and then it goes all the way through the top right here. I don't wanna go waste money on like buying just that little piece right there. So I just went ahead and I used some electrical tape on that to kind of get that fixed so that it wouldn't drill all the way through. So go get that little guard if you want to. I just used electrical tape and it works just fine. Before we do anything else though, I'm gonna use this drill bit and just hold this in place up here. And with this drill bit, I'm just gonna poke it through those holes, kind of like so here, like that, and kind of pilot a hole just kind of to show me where I'm gonna get started. So before I even start drilling, I'm just gonna put this in place and then start messing around poking those holes so I can know exactly where I'm gonna drill this. Again, this is that part where if you're not comfortable drilling into even that black plastic underneath here, you could probably just use some Gorilla Tape and like tape this, maybe even this piece, but it's really not that much to hold on to. So I'm gonna do this and just drill just these 3 holes. So if you want to do this as the easiest way possible, 6 holes drilled into the vehicle, that's what I did, and I think it worked great. All right, you can kind of see here where I just put those 3 little dots then. One is right there. I have another one back here, and that 3rd one is right here. So you can kind of see those. So those are gonna be the 3 places where I drill that 1/4 inch hole. So I'm gonna use my drill and that right angle attachment here to get those 3 holes drilled first. Now before I cut these tabs off here, I'm just gonna put some of these fasteners here inside of these holes here to make sure that they all fit in place. So double check my work here. You can do that as you go too, or just go ahead and make sure you put those tabs in. So I got all those tabs in. I'm gonna make sure this lines up, and then before I pop them in, I'm just gonna cut those 2 tabs off once again. So cut that tab off there. I'm gonna cut that tab off right there. All right, got those tabs cut off, and now I'm just gonna put it in place then here and push those tabs in. And once again, once it's in, it should look something like that. So it's just like barely peeking out. You can barely see the kind of like the left side of it. Next thing, before we put all that adhesive on, all the Gorilla Tape, we're just gonna get a microfiber towel and we're just going to wipe down all the areas where that tape is going to be applied to. So I'm just gonna clean this up and then we'll be ready to get the tape on. I also just threw a little bit of Dawn dish soap on that just to make sure we clean it up nice and good. All right, the last thing we're gonna do then is we're gonna remove all these adhesive pieces that we have on here, and we're gonna slide this clip into here, and it should be installed and ready to go. So we're just gonna slide those clips in right over here, clip it in, and then get all that adhesive off, and we should be good to go. Then there's one more tab that you need to put to fasten this to that clip on the inside too. So this last fastener will go up in here, up inside that hole there to hold those two pieces together. All right, and that's what it should look like when you're all said and done. The one thing you're gonna wanna be careful of is this corner right here. Make sure that you're not putting that above the hood here. Otherwise, it's gonna prevent you from opening or closing the hood. Or even if you do open the hood, when you close it, it could snap and break that. So just be careful about that corner right there, that you leave enough space so the hood can still open. That's what it should look like, with 6 easy holes drilled just under here. So in case this ever goes bad and I need to get rid of it, I just throw a couple of plugs in there and you don't even notice that I ever did this project. All right, let me know what you guys think about them down in the comments below. I personally think they look good, but I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, so let me know what you guys think. I'll link everything that I used to specifically down in the comments, because I know for me it was multiple trips, waiting multiple weeks for Amazon to ship stuff to me and whatnot. I'll just link some things on Amazon in case you guys are curious and just want to get it done, like one and done right away, nice and easy. These I picked up for, I think, like $75 off of another Mazda website, so I'll link that down below too. But yeah, let me know what I should work on next then as well. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video.